Welcome back, my friends, to the PlayStation LiveCast. I'm Justin Massengill, and I am joined by Francis Santos from Square Enix.
Thank you for having me.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's so crazy right now.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about a little game called Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness. What a name.
Yes.
That is a heck of a name for a game.
Yeah, it's a little hard to remember, but hopefully after this you'll remember it.
I mean, I remembered it.
Yeah.
If I can remember it, I think anyone else
Just
can.
right now, yes.
So, oh man, we're starting on a game over screen. That's not good.
Oh, no.
We'll get right back into it, though. Yeah? Let's get back into that gameplay. And we're here to, so we actually did a recent episode of PlayStation Underground.
Yeah.
Where we played through a segment and we crafted some things, we fought some people, we made a bunnylicious pie.
We made a bunnylicious pie.
That was a lot of fun. So can you tell me about the scene that we're going to be seeing today?
Yeah, so in this scene, we're about 15 hours into the game.
Okay.
You're in a it's called the symbological facility. It's more of like a sci-fi area, and you have the full core group with you. You can actually battle with 7 characters on screen at the same time.
7 characters?
Yeah, and you can actually switch between 6 of them. So, yeah, here you are, and then you're going to be, what he's going to be doing is he's going to be protecting one of the characters from oncoming invaders and trying to disrupt what she's doing. She's trying to hack into the system.
This might do the job.
Yeah.
So this is that facility that you were mentioning before?
Yes.
Cool. And you have 7 characters on the screen at the same time?
Yes.
And you can switch between 6 of them? How do you keep track of all that? That's crazy.
The screen gets pretty hectic. You can switch between characters pretty seamlessly and pretty easily using the D-pad.
Okay.
So depending on like your battle style preference, you have like melee attackers like Fidel, who's the guy on the main screen right now. You also have mages like Fiore with the big witches hats, as well as melee brawlers like Anne, who's like the green-haired martial artist. Yeah.
Okay, so I've never actually, I'm sorry, I apologize in advance, I've never actually played a Star Ocean game before. Is that going to impair my enjoyment of Integrity and Faithlessness?
No, it is not. Actually, Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness is actually a standalone story. There are some elements from the previous Star Oceans that fans of the previous Star Oceans can recognize. But this one is a standalone story. You don't have to know anything from the previous stories to understand or enjoy this one. So,
cool.
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like we have some new gameplay up on the screen here. Can you explain to me what's going on here?
Yeah. So this is actually a mystery dungeon at the very end, like towards the end when you're like all buffed and leveled up, and it has secret bosses in it. So
you say super bosses?
Super bosses and secret bosses.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So
both of those sound very, very intimidating.
Yeah, I was talking about some of the some elements from previous games that you'll recognize.
Yeah.
And some of the secret bosses in this dungeon you will be able to recognize from previous games, such as the Ethereal Queen, things like that. And I think one of the bosses is actually from the EX movie, from Star Ocean. Star Ocean EX movie.
Great.
You'll recognize him too, if they'll find their way there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, surprise attack. Okay, so there are like preemptive strikes happening here in classic RPG fashion.
Yeah. So if you walk up to a group and like you're behind them, it'll be like a preemptive surprise attack, and you get like an upper advantage, and they won't be able to attack you until they see you or they're being attacked themselves. So it's like one of the aspects of the battle system that's new. As well as the 7-character combat.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on the battle system? Because I remember when I played, we had a super short gameplay session before, and I started to wrap my head around the battle system, but it's a lot to take in for a newcomer. So can you give me a quick rundown of the flow of battle, how it works, and what to expect if you're new to the series?
Yeah. So it's basically a rock paper scissors type system. So there's small attacks that you can do with each character. There's large attacks, and there's guard. So it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors in that small attacks can interrupt large attacks can break guards, and guards can block against small attacks. And based on how you're doing in that system, you gain points in your reserve rush bar, which is on the right. And when you fill that up, you get bonuses, either an experience or SP points, which you can use to buy more skills, or FOL, which is the currency of the game. So he's at level 4 right now. He's getting a lot of bonuses from having that bar all the way up to level 4. And if he chooses to do so, he can use his reserve rush, which is a very special attack, which is like prefaced by like a
Oh, he's poisoned. Somebody cure him.
Use one of those,
Use
bunny
an
delicious
antidote.
pie or something. No.
Oh, there we go. Look at that character art.
Yeah. So character designs by Akimon. He's done things like Street Fighter and Darkstalkers. He's,
Wow,
very well known.
incredible.
Yeah.
Beautiful art.
Yeah. So the Reserve Rush is the very special attack I was talking about. It has like when you launch it, it has its own animation for each character, and it looks really cool on screen. So. Yeah.
Cool. So we're going through a whole lot of items here. I believe that there's a crafting system of some sort in place here.
There is a crafting system. There's multiple crafting systems actually. So there's item creation, where you can mine and gather throughout the world to create more potions for yourself, create bunnylicious pies, things like that to keep yourself
Sweet, sweet bunnylicious pie.
Sweet bunnylicious pie, gotta have it. To keep yourself your HP up and your mana up, things like that. Also,
So I keep joking about the bunnylicious pie. What does it actually do? Because I never actually looked and saw what it
that's
does.
a good question. Maybe we can go and look. I'm guessing it's just a health buff.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. Wow, look at that attack. That was cool.
Yeah. So there are a lot of callback attacks like that fans will recognize from the previous games, especially Fidel's attacks. A lot of his attacks come from Fates from Star Ocean 2 till the end of time, which a lot of people are a fan of. So yeah. So in terms of item creation, there's you can create the potions and health pots and things like that, but you can also create. You can be a smith, like a blacksmith, and create
cool.
weapons. You can augment your
so it goes
weapons
deep.
with upgrades. Yeah, it gets pretty deep. It's
Oh
like,
man, so is this something where like once you get to the end game of Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, you're going to be grinding crafting to try and make the best gear in the game, or is it more like to try and get your gear leveled up in between towns, or how deep exactly does that crafting go?
I mean, it depends on how deep, how long you want to play, like, and how it depends on how you want to play. If you want to have like the best gear at the best level, like at your level at that time, you gotta put in the time. You gotta mine. You gotta craft. You gotta level those things up so you can have like the most augmented gear with the best buffs. So as long as you put in the time, depends on how buff you want to be and like at that level, how powerful you want to be. If you put in the time, you'll be the most powerful at that level. So
Cool. If I wanted to, okay, so let's say that I wanted to put in the time, that I wanted to get the absolute best gear in the game, I want to do everything there is to do. About how long do you think it would take me to max that all out?
if you want to do everything, that's probably about 40, 45 hours.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. If you want to max out, you get all the achievements and things like that, it's like probably 60 plus hours.
60 plus hours. I think I could probably handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about
I've been yearning
average
for a
an
good JRPG.
Yeah, yeah. If you want to get everything done, which a lot of JRPG fans are accustomed to like getting those achievements and making sure they have like the whole map scouted, or they have the highest level smithery or item creation and things like that.
So you mentioned that you can have 7 characters on screen, you switch between them. How many different characters are you going to be able to recruit throughout the course of your journey?
So there are 7 main characters, and there are also a few characters that join you on your journey, but you can't control. But they help you, like depending on where you are in the story. So such as like Victor. Victor is the blonde guy with the 2 swords. Oh, sorry, he has 1 sword, and in the other hand he has his hilts. But he's actually the lieutenant for the Rasulian army, which is like the main kingdom that you're fighting for. And he leads a group called the King's Chosen, which is comprised of 3 other people. And depending on where you are in the story, they join you and they help you out. And there are multiple times where that happens. So there are more than just 7 people that join you on your journey, but there are 7 core people that are in your group that you control that are part of the story.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this all sounds fantastic. When can we play Star Ocean Integrity and Faith? It's pretty soon, right? It's like really soon.
So today's what, June 14th? June 28th.
Oh, so literally 2 weeks from today, this game will be out, and you can play it on your PlayStation 4.
Yes, you can. It's coming up soon, so everyone will be able to enjoy everything that we've been talking about. They'll be able to enjoy that bunnylicious pie. They'll create it for themselves.
The bunnylicious pie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing.
Awesome.
I think it already is.
#bunnylicious.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
That's it for
always.
Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness.
PlayStation